The darkness continues.
Peace, folk, and welcome back to another edition of the Prophet of Thought series right here on the old T.P.O.T. YouTube page. I'm your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why your black asses are here. Well, I'm back with another. And yes, folk, the darkness does continue. Well, I come to you today with another court case, and today we are in Lansing, Michigan, and we are in the courtroom of the Honorable Tony Flores, and we're doing some arraignments, and you're going to see three different cases today. The cases are of different types and also different severities. And y'all know here lately, I don't say too much. I kind of just let you see it for yourselves. If you've been following the Prophet of Thought series lately, you see that I've been doing a lot of this court stuff because I think it depicts real life, more so than a lot of the other stuff that I see on YouTube. And we actually get to see things that affect people's real lives in real time and in a real way. So, without further delay, let's get at it with the brother, the old mama, and the white trash. And as always, fair use, Negroes, fair use. Well, all right, as stated, we are in the courtroom of the Honorable Tony Flores here in Lansing, Michigan, and we start off with the brother. So, let's get at it and fair use, Negroes, fair use.
Let's get started.
Sounds like a
So
plan.
we're on the record in Juan Lee Jordan. Sir, you are Juan Lee Jordan?
Yes.
All right. Counsel, your appearance for the record.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Stephen Feigelson, appearing on behalf of Mr. Jordan.
Now, this particular public defender here is going to be representing everyone. He's going to be representing the brother, the old mama, and the white trash. I'm not too familiar with this. This is the first time that I've seen this particular courtroom where the public defender defends everybody that comes through here, and there is no prosecutor or DA or solicitor general, which is strange to me, but we continue.
For purposes of arraignment this morning.
All right, Mr. Jordan, this is purposes for arraignment. I'm going to read the felony complaint of the allegations have been made against you and then read you some rights in regard to that file. It is alleged that on December 24th, 2022 at 1200 Lenora Ave, City of Lansing, Ingham County, that yourself, Juan Lee Jordan, did in count one, interfere with electronic communications, did willfully and maliciously present, obstruct, or delay.
You notice how when people get their charges read to them and the allegations are read out loud, they start, making these faces like, huh? Like they have no recollection of, what went on. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
By any means, the sending, conveyance, or delivery of an authorized communication by or through a telephone or telephone line, contrary to the laws of the state of Michigan, that 750.540 parents 5 parents A. That's a felony, 2 years and or $1,000. In count two, did commit the crime of domestic violence, did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Stacy Sada, an individual with whom he had a dating relationship, contrary to the laws of the state of Michigan, that being 750.81 parents 2. Restitution may be ordered in this case if there was any damage to individual property or physical injury or death to another individual. This is a misdemeanor, 93 days and or $500.
All right, so the brother's accused of one felony, one misdemeanor. Usually when I bring you these cases, it seems like the whole domestic violence and domestic battery thing is a common theme. We see more of that than we see of anything else. And this brother happens to be accused of it as well, along with a felony. but we continue.
A consecutive sentence may be imposed under the laws of the state of Michigan if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Do you understand the nature of the allegations brought against you, sir?
Yes.
All right. This is these are the trial rights you have in this case. So I'll cover those with you. You have the right in this felony trial, in this felony count 1, which is a 2-year. You have the right to have a felony to trial of any kind, bench or jury. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to have the prosecutor prove beyond reasonable doubt that you are guilty. You have the right to have witnesses against you appear at trial. You have the right to question those witnesses against you. You have the right to court order any witnesses that you may have for your defense to appear at trial. You have the right to remain silent during the trial. You have the right not to have that silence used against you, and you have the right to testify at trial if you choose to testify. You are, of course, represented by Mr. Feigelson from the Public Defender's Office for arraignment purposes only. Do you intend to seek future representation from the Public Defender's Office?
Yes.
All right. You also have a right to an arraignment within 21 days of this date. You have a right to a probable cause hearing. A probable cause hearing is a hearing in which the people would have to prove by probable cause evidence that a crime is committed and the identity of the person who committed the crime in this file. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes. May I ask a question?
No, Negro. Shut your ass up. Here we go. Trying to talk. Shut your ass up.
Wait till the very end before you ask a question, okay? Your next date for preliminary examination purposes will be, let me grab the sheet.
Open your mind. Open your mind. Open your mind.
Will be in front of Judge Ward. Your probable cause conference, which is a pretrial before the prelim, will be on January 6th, 2023 at 9 a.m. And your preliminary examination will be and both of the prelim will be in person on January 13th, 2023 at 8:30. Sir, do you have a current address for the court file that is not the Lenore address, since you will have a no contact order with the Lenore address?
It was a 1096, and I have another address, but I have to look in my wallet. That's in Charlotte.
All right, let me find.
So basically, the brother is saying, being that he done, I guess, allegedly got into a scrap with his girlfriend, he don't have nowhere else to go. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
So it can't be the 1200 Lenore address. You do have a Charlotte address you can go to?
Yes. I have to look at my other ID. Will I be able to? I'm sorry. I'll wait.
That's all right. There will be a no contact order with the 1200 Lenore address in this case. Okay, sir?
Will I be able to get my car? My car and keys are there? My clothes?
Not without some type of law enforcement there at the same time you are.
So do I ask the officers here to?
No, I'll make it a part of the order. I'll make it a part of the order upon release. Do you have a phone number that you can provide the court?
517-894-9899.
Don't be calling this brother, y'all. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
All right. Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Are you employed?
Yes.
Where are you employed?
I work for Diamonddale Elementary.
All right. And what do you do there?
I'm a crossing guard. I'm a student supervisor. I help with the kids in the classroom. I help them in the hallways, and I help them with their work.
Now, the brother has an honorable job. He works at the school. He's a crossing guard. He's a hallway guy. You know, he's probably like an assistant teacher or something, the way it sounds. So this is a brother who has a honorable job. But we continue.
Okay. Thank you. I'll automatically enter a not guilty plea for purposes of this arraignment. Mr. Feigelson, would you like to be heard on bond?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Jordan does live here in the Lansing area, Your Honor. So he's appeared before court. He did go to Everett, but he did get his GED, Your Honor. He has a previous criminal history from 1994. It was an armed robbery. He did go to prison, but since he's been out, he's got no other history since this. But this case, I believe he's been out a number of years. Given all that, Your Honor, I'd ask for a PR bond today, Your Honor.
All right. I have a, if you are able to make bond in this regard, Mr. Jordan, I'm going to set the following conditions pursuant to bond.
Well, you hear what the judge is saying, right? So he's not going to give him a signature bond. That's not going to happen. Just by what the judge is saying, if you can make bond. So the brother already knows he going to have to pay something to get up out of here. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
You may go to the residence in the Lenore residence one time with a peace officer to get your personal belongings. So you're not, you're the only way you can get to that Lenore address is one time with a police officer. No use of alcohol or drugs. No assaultive behavior. No out-of-state travel. No contact with the victim except for the one time, no contact with Stacy Sada.
Open your mind.
And no contact other than the one time to get your personal belongings with 1200 Lenore Avenue. Your contact with no contact should be 1,500 feet of her home, place of business, or work.
Now, we've talked about this before, right? And hopefully the brother abides by all of this. Now, we've seen many, many cases where brothers have these these no contact orders, and they still at the woman's house, they still being around the woman, they still screwing her, they still doing all this kind of foolishness. Hopefully this brother does not do that. Because if he does, we will be seeing him right back here. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Or school. So what I'm trying to say is 1,500 feet away from Stacy Sada is part of the court's order for release. You're not to have any possession of a firearm. You're to report to pretrial services within 48 hours if you're able to be released. As a condition, I'm going to look at your criminal history. This is a domestic assault, which is an assaultive crime. It's also a 2-year interfering with electronic communications. I have an unarmed robbery of 1993. I have an armed robbery out of 1996. I have a felony firearm out of 1996. I have a felonious assault out of 1996. I have 2 other felonies out of 96, both weapons offenses. I have on February 7th, 1996, you pled guilty to armed robbery in the 30th Circuit Court. You also pled guilty to felony weapons firearm. I have August 2020, you have 2 felony charges dismissed. With an assaultive crime and prior felony behavior, I'm going to set bond at $5,010%.
Which isn't that bad, considering the brother's history. Now, you heard the judge say he had 2 felonies that were dismissed in 2020. Those should not count. His last felony was in 1996, which was 26 years ago. All right, almost 23 years ago. That's a long time. All right, that's a long time for the brother to still be punished for it. Now, mind you, he's found himself arrested again now on another felony. So a $5,000 bond, from what I've seen, watching a bunch of this stuff, is not that bad, especially when you're talking about bond, because he can pay $500 and be up out of there. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Anything else for the record in docket concerning Mr. Jordan, Mr. Feigelson?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Jordan, you're all set. And we'll go to the next arraignee.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, just don't ask anything about the facts of the case.
Yes, do not talk about the case.
I'll talk to them. I just got to get my numbers out of my phone. I don't know if I can pay bond now or next week or however, because I don't get paid.
I'll explain to you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We'll do Ruby Davis. We have the two last are Mandy Kinney and Ruby. Let's do Miss Davis. I think that's a collections issue.
Yeah, let's stay that way. Right there, Miss Davis. You have to. All the way up to the thing.
Take your damn hat off, woman.
All right, ma'am. We're on the record in docket 15.
So now we continue this with the old mama. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
03807. That's people of the state of Michigan versus Ruby Davis. Ma'am, you are Ruby Davis?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Feigelson, are you joining us today on this one, this collections case? I see this is a collections case.
If it's a collections case, then no, I did meet with her because I was under the impression they were potentially seeking charges. But if it's a collection,
Oh, they are. Maybe I got two files here. Hold on.
Open your mind.
So let me stop it right here. Because you know this is the old mama review headquarters. What do you think this old mama is here for? Do you good folk think that her case is more severe or less severe than the brother we just saw? But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use. And notice old mama studied patting that purple weave. Boy, she studied patting it. She must have just got it done. But we continue.
I have a full case here, but I don't have a complaint as a part of that file. Is there a bench warrant on a prior complaint?
They don't know what's going on with old mama here. And I know y'all are saying, oh, X, how do you know she's an old mama? Y'all know damn well all these women come with kids. They all come with kids. But we continue.
Have you pled guilty to a probation violation? I have a domestic assault aggravated out of 2015 that you pled guilty to. Then I have a new charge. Oh, failed to appear on the domestic assault. So this must be that you failed to appear on this domestic assault. Is that your understanding, Mr. Feigelson?
Not necessarily, but hang on. Let me see what I wasn't impressed with something else, but
This judge absolutely positively has no idea what's going on with this woman's case. None whatsoever, which is weird. But this judge is quite unorganized. Yes, he's very much unorganized, as y'all can see. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
if it's a new charge or is it a probation violation?
I can't tell from here. I got a pretrial lease, failed to appear on domestic violence.
Oh, boy.
I have a, and then I don't have,
They have her here, but they don't know why she's here, which is somewhat odd to say the least. But to her credit, she's remaining silent. She's not saying anything, which is a good thing. But we continue.
Because I'm not seeing anything on the website that says there's anything pending unless there's an active warrant for.
I have a criminal bench for contempt of court, pickup within 25 miles, 1,205 cash only for domestic assault, aggravated assault, which I would think is a fail to appear on the domestic assault out of 2015.
Study playing with that weed, boy. Study playing with it. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Judge, I'm sorry. It's just a fail to appear for the collections warrant. There is no other warrant for her currently with our court.
All right.
So old mama here doesn't have any warrants. She's here on a collections issue. Y'all Negroes was wrong. Y'all thought she was here for some battery or stealing or criminal trespass, didn't y'all? But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
So in other words, I would.
She's got a fit.
It's just
I think I was gonna say the same thing Wendy was gonna say, so I'll let Miss Golden speak.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Yes, it's just the collections warrant. I don't see any new charges. Perhaps they were seeking them, but maybe they were issued today. I only see in JIS the warrant for the collections matter.
Yeah, I don't. That's all I have. I have a second, but I don't have a warrant or any new charges. I just have a fail to appear on the collections issue. I have the collections out. I have the collections issue. Ma'am, you're picked up on a warrant for fail to appear for your collections as to $1,255. That's your outstanding balance on that collections issue.
So basically they picked her up on, I guess she must have had a charge that she, I guess, pled guilty to. She probably had to pay some type of restitution. She didn't pay the restitution. So they swore out a warrant for her and picked her up for that. She didn't commit a new crime. It's just that she didn't pay her tab with the state, is what it appears to be. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Those go to the domestic assault out of 2015. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. Do you so to avoid any further bench warrants, I'm going to refer this to collections, but they're going to show cause you, all right? They're going to show cause you in regards to the money that you owe. And so you need to contact the collections, and you have to do it. You have to contact the collections people in order to set up some type of plan concerning the $1,250, or else you're going to end up with another bench warrant for you.
Yeah, that's right. Concerning the $1,250. This is a case out of 2015 that would make it, almost 8 years ago. $1,250 isn't a lot of money. I'm pretty sure she's gonna give them the sad story. I'm gonna have to play the violins for this, and she's gonna tell them how she can't afford it, but somehow she can afford purple weave in her head. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Could I make some arrangements to start paying on that like on the first of the month because I don't have a job anymore because I had a stroke and they wouldn't let me work my job anymore doing home care. So the only
I think
money
that's
that I get.
Yeah.
I told you. That's why I just went ahead and played the violins for y'all. But we continue.
I think that's a good idea. I would sell that. So what I'm going to do is cancel the bench warrant today, but I'm going to have you got to report to collections by Wednesday at 4, okay?
Okay, thank you.
It's Wednesday at 4. You're to report to collections.
Okay, thank you.
And then what you need to do is talk to them about setting up a payment plan so that you won't have more bench warrants for you. Because if you don't pay, they're just going to show cause you again, and you're going to end up in the same cycle, all right?
Okay, thank you, sir.
So make sure you contact the criminal division to start getting up some plan on this $1,255 debt, all right, ma'am?
Okay, thank you.
All right, so it's referred to collections.
So the old mama's walking out, y'all. Yeah, she's walking out. The judge's gonna quash the warrant because she's not here for a crime. All right? This is sort of like debtor's jail. She owes money. She didn't pay it. They swore the warrant, picked her up. Judge is always going to let you go on that kind of crap. I mean, you know, it's a collections issue. It's not a crime. But they can make it a crime if they swear out a warrant for you. They can make it a crime to get your attention. But most judges, unless they're a total dick, you go before them with this kind of thing, they're going to let you go, man. They're going to. Because basically what they've done is they've made a collection issue a criminal issue, and not many judges sitting on the bench is going to keep you for that. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use. Old mama still patting that weave, boy. She don't got money to pay her fine, but she got money to have a purple weave in her damn head.
Defendant's PR bonded, or the warrant's dismissed on this collections issue. All right. Anything else? So we're all set on Miss Davis. Miss Davis, you should be all set. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir, and
You're
Merry
welcome.
Christmas and Happy New Year.
You too. Just make sure you contact the collections department.
Okay, I will.
Yes, make sure you contact the collections department, your old mama, you. You had damn near 8 years to pay this crap, but you didn't do it. But you got $500 worth of weave in your damn head that you constantly patting. But the old mama walks out the door. I know y'all thought she was here for some type of crazy crime, but surprise, surprise, Negroes. She's not. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
All right, thank you.
And then we have a series of files on Miss Kenny. Let's go ahead and start with the newest file, which is the brand new UDA.
We wait for our next contestant.
Open your mind.
Coming to the stage.
Open your mind.
Now we get into the white trash. Or should I say, the white trash. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use. But before we start this one is very interesting because the brother was picked up and all he had was 2 charges. Now, put a pin in that. The old mama was picked up and all she had was a collection issue. Wait until you see what's on this woman's jacket that stands before you. But we continue.
All right, we're on the record in People versus Mandy Ann Kinney, December 25th, 2022. And ma'am, you are Mandy Ann Kinney?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Feigelson, your appearance for the record.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Stephen Feigelson, appearing on behalf of Miss Kenny for arraignment today.
All right, thank you. Miss Kenny, this is the time set for arraignment. I'm gonna read you the allegations in this file. This is the new file. So it's the allegation in the complaint felony. The felony complaint is that on or about December 22nd, 2022, at the offense location of 217 South 8th Street, City of Lansing, Ingham County.
Just a rocking back and forth, boy. Coming up off of that dope, boy. Coming up off of that meth, boy. Coming up off of that heroin. Coming up off of something. But we continue.
County, yourself, Mandy Ann Kinney, did in count 1 commit the crime of unlawful driving away, did willfully and without authority take possession and drive or take away, or did assist in, or was a party to such taking possession, driving, or taking away of a motor vehicle, to it an automobile belonging to another, Dwayne Williams, contrary to the laws of the state of Michigan, that being 750.413. It's a felony, 5 years. Secretary of State to suspend driver's license for 1 year pursuant to MCL 257.319, parents 2, parents B. The court shall order law enforcement to collect the DNA identification profiling sample before sentencing or disposition if not taken at arrest. Ma'am, do you understand the nature of the allegations brought against you?
Yes, I do.
All right. In the felony allegations, you have the following rights. You have the right to trial by judge or jury. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to have prosecutor prove beyond a reasonable.
Just a rocking, boy. Just a rocking. Just a rocking back and forth. Now, this woman here is obviously old dopehead, loser, trailer trash, obviously, right? Obviously. But wait until you see the type of charges that this woman has. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Doubt that you are guilty. You have the right to have witnesses against you appear at trial. You have the right to question the witnesses against you. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses that you may have for your defense. You have the right to remain silent during the trial. You have the right not to have the silent used against you. And you have the right to testify at trial if you choose to testify. Do you understand your felony trial rights in this case, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
You are today represented by Attorney Stephen Feigelson from the Public Defender's Office. Do you plan to seek further representation from the Public Defender's Office?
Yes, I do, please.
Okay.
Open your mind. Open your mind. Open your mind.
You also have the right to a preliminary examination within 21 days of the excuse me, 21 days of this arraignment. A preliminary examination is a probable cause hearing in which the people of the state of Michigan would have to prove by probable cause evidence that a crime has been committed and the identity of the person who's committed that crime. You were set for your probable cause conference on January 6th, 2023 at 1 p.m.
Okay.
And your preliminary examination is set for January 13th, 2023 at 8:30. Ma'am, do you have a current address for the court's file?
Do I have what, sir?
A current address for the court's file?
Yeah, 533 Clifford.
All right, 533 Clifford.
Clifford, Clifford.
Okay, and that's Lansing, Michigan.
Yep, 48912.
Do you have a phone number for the court file?
I do 517-512-3663.
Well, don't y'all be calling this old dope head white girl. But we continue.
Are you on probation or parole?
Probation.
Of course she's on probation.
Are you employed?
Yes, I am.
Where are you employed?
I work at mental health, Justice and Mental Health Organization, and I work at Applebee's on West Saginaw.
Open your mind.
And of course
Okay,
she's
I'm
coming
gonna
down
enter
on
a
something.
Not guilty plea for purposes of this arraignment. Mr. Feigelson, would you like to address bond?
Yes, Your Honor. What judge has she been assigned to? Is that Judge Simmons?
It is Judge Simmons. Sorry about that. Yep, it's Judge Simmons.
Yes, I would be, Your Honor. She has a residence here in Clifford. She lives with her friend. She has two jobs. She works at Applebee's and the Justice for Mental Health Organization, Your Honor. She always appeared before her court cases. She does have some open cases. In fact, she's on probation in front of Judge JMO. She did go to Lansing Eastern High School. She always appeared before any of her court cases. She will avail herself to the court for this case. I would ask for a PR bond this morning.
Thank you. If you're able to make bond on this case, the following bond conditions will be set.
Okay, you already know. A bond number's coming. Because he said if you're able to make it, that means you're going to have to pay something. But we continue.
You're to use no alcohol or drugs.
Imagine that. Good luck with that, too.
No out-of-state travel. You should have no contact with the victim in this case or the residents. And that is Dwayne Williams is the victim. So no contact, 1,500 feet. Of home, school, or work, and no contact with the residents of Dwayne Williams, which is no contact with 217 East 8th Street.
Well, that's not Dwayne, sir, that's not Dwayne's address.
Oh, boy, there she go. She had to start talking. I hate when people do this, but she is the white trash. So, of course, she can't control herself. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
That's
That's where you took. That's where the allegation is that you took the car, ma'am.
okay, but I don't even know who this Dwayne is. And I don't even know who this the lady. Okay, whatever. All right, sir. Thank you.
All right. No contact. 217 East 8th
is.
Street, City of Lansing.
All right.
Think about this.
No possession of a firearm. And you're to report to reach pretrial 7 with pretrial services within 48 hours of release.
Yeah.
I've looked at your criminal history. It's extensive.
Your criminal history is extensive. But we continue.
If I remember correctly. I have a attempt at UDA out of 98. I have a UDA out of 2001. I have a joyriding out of 2001. I have a UDA out of 2003.
UDA is all she has. The UDA is the unlawful driving away, meaning she likes to steal people's damn cars. She likes to take their cars without their damn permission. Probably to go score a hit. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
I have a Uttering Publishing out of 2007. I have another UNP out of 2010. I have a Utah out of 2014. I have felony tampering with electronic device out of 2016. I have a Utah out of 2021. With this extensive, this crime in itself is just a 5-year felony, but with the extensive criminal history for public safety purposes, I'm going to set bond at 5,010%.
Ooh, thanks.
She's like, ooh, thanks. She got 7 damn Utahs unlawful driving away of somebody's damn car. And she's like, ooh, thanks. Y'all know what I think of this old white trash. She's a degenerate. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
So that's all for the record on that file, which is docket. That's the new Utah file. Then we have some other files that we need to arraign you on. So we're on the record in docket 2200787.
Now, she's not even finished, all right? She's not finished, but we continue.
That, I believe, is a pending domestic. Yep. Domestic assault.
On who? I put my hands on nobody.
Yep. So this is the time for me to arraign you on the outstanding warrant for domestic assault.
Have an outstanding warrant. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Mr. Feigelson, your appearance for the record.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Stephen Feigelson, appearing on behalf of Miss Kenny.
This is docket 2200787.
You better hurry up while she's still awake. But we continue.
So, Miss Kenny, I'm going to go through this misdemeanor case, and then I'll indicate some of your rights in the case.
Look at her, just a rocking boy.
All right. In the complaint, it alleges
meth is a hell of a drug. But we continue.
That on or about March 9th of 2022 at 715 North Pine, 715 North Pine, City of Lansing, Ingham County, that yourself, Mandy Ann Kenny, did in count 1 make an assault and battery upon Cynthia Henton, a resident or former resident of your household, contrary to the law of the state of Michigan of 750.81. There's restitution which could be ordered in this case if there's damage to an individual's property or physical injury to the person themselves. This is a misdemeanor, 93 days, and $500. A consecutive sentence may be imposed under the law of the state of Michigan if the assault occurred in a place of confinement. Ms. Kenny, do you understand the nature of the allegations in the complaint, in the misdemeanor complaint against you?
Yes.
All right, you have the following rights in this misdemeanor complaint, and I'll go through those rights with you. You have the right to be tried by a jury. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to have the prosecutor prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty. You have the right to have the witness against you appear at trial. You have the right to question those witnesses against you. You, of course, are represented by Steve Feigelson for purposes of this arraignment only. Do you plan to seek further representation from the Public Defender's Office?
Yes.
Thank you. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses the defendant has for the defense to appear at trial. You have the right to remain silent during the trial, not to have that silence used against you, and to testify at trial if you choose to testify. Do you understand your trial rights in this case?
Yes, I do.
All right, I'm going to have the home address transferred from the felony file.
Open your mind. Open your mind. Open your
This judge is the worst, man. He's the worst. He sounds like he's having a bit of trouble reading. Maybe he didn't do so well in English, and literary classes, when he was in school. But we continue.
And the phone number also transferred. You indicated you were on probation. And you indicated you're employed at Applebee's. Is that correct? That's true, ma'am. You're employed at Apple.
You better hurry up. She's dozing off. But we continue.
Yes.
All right. Do you have a pretrial conference in this matter? The pretrial conference will be set in front of Judge Buchanan on January 10th, 2023 at 9:30 a.m. The court will automatically enter a not guilty plea for purposes of this arraignment. Mr. Feigelson, would you like to be heard on bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't know why she's not getting out. He already put a $5,000 bond on her. So, you're just pretty much padding the stats at this point. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
She will avail herself for this for all the same reasons before I'd ask for a PR bond on this file, Your Honor.
All right. Since this is an older case and it appears that it's never been arraigned before,
Open your mind.
we'll set the following conditions on this case.
Open your
If you're able to make bond, no assaultive or drugs without prescription or marijuana, no assaultive behavior, no out-of-state travel, no contact with the victim in this case. The victim in this case is find the warrant here. Cynthia Henton.
I'm telling you, this woman is dozing off. She's dozing off, man. They got to hurry up, man. She's dozing off. But we continue.
That is work, school, or place of business. 1,500 feet. No possession of a firearm. And that's all. Similarly, in this case, since this is a domestic assault, and there's extensive criminal history in this matter, I'll set bond at $3,010%.
Judge, is the court date January 10th at 9:30?
It is. It's January 10th at 9:30 in front of Judge Buchanan.
All right.
So far, she's got $8,000 worth of bond. So far. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
So that's all for the record in that file. Then we have a older UDA that needs to be arraigned on.
Another UDA. Unlawful driving away. stealing another car. This is like you the number 10. This white trash here loves to steal cars, man. If you see her, make sure you take your keys. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
And this looks to be a felony case. Arraignment was set for February 17th. There was a defendant failed to appear on that date, and so the defendant's never been arraigned on this file. So on the record in docket 22-00317.
Okay, let's stop here. Now, this is what bothers me. I say again, I told y'all, the brother was easily picked up with a BS felony and a misdemeanor. Picked right up. The OLE MaMa, a collections charge. Picked right up. This woman was able to amass multiple charges, multiple felonies, multiple files on the judge's desk, and she's just now getting picked up. Just now. Because we're not finished. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Ma'am, you are Mandy Kenny? All right. That's a yes, ma'am?
You know she's Mandy Kenny, judge. Same person's been sitting here for like 20 minutes now. Come on, stop it.
Yes.
Mr. Feigelson, your appearance for the record.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Stephen Feigelson, appearing on behalf of Mandy Kenny for purposes of arraignment today.
Yeah, and this is the time set for arraignment today. 25/2022. Arraignment. All right, so I'll indicate, Ms. Kenny, the nature of the allegations that are made against you in this felony complaint and this felony charge. On or about November 20th, 2021, at the offense location of 3200 South Washington, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan.
Now, this is a charge from last year, 2021, more than a year ago. More than a year ago. So this woman's been allowed to walk around all over Lansing, Michigan, work at Applebee's, pick up other charges, but never get picked up. But we continue.
The defendant, Mandy Ann Kenny, did in count one, willfully and without authority, take possession of, drive or take away, or did assist in, or was a party to such taking possession, driving, or taking away of a motor vehicle, to wit, an automobile belonging to another, to wit, Taylor Jackson, contrary to the law of the state of Michigan. That's 750.413. It's a felony, 5 years and or 5 years suspended. Secretary of State to suspend the driver's license for 1 year, contrary to the law of the state of Michigan. Do you understand the nature of the allegations that have been brought against you, ma'am? Is that a yes?
Yes.
All right, you have the right to the following in this felony case. The following rights: you have the right to be tried by jury, by bench or jury trial.
All right, I think
innocent until proven guilty.
I think we're going to zoom past this. We've heard this enough times. Let me see. Let's get here. Let's get past this here. Let's see where we are now. Okay.
I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for purposes of this arraignment.
She's still there dozing off.
Heard on bond.
Yes, Your Honor. For all the same reasons before, I'd ask either for a PR bond or a bond that marries up with everything else that we can
Well, the public defender is just going through the motions now because she's already at like $8,000 bond. So, but we continue.
can getting her out on these bonds and resolving these cases.
Thank you. If you're able to make bond in this matter, I'll set the following conclusive. with the victim, Tayon Jackson.
Now, of course, she's going to act like she doesn't know who he's talking about.
The date of the case is November 20th, 2021. So that's 1,500 feet of Mr. Jackson, school, work, business.
Now she turning around asking the police like they know what's going on. She don't, but they do. I told you, meth is a hell of a drug, but we continue.
I don't know who these people that you're talking about.
All right, I understand.
I know Cynthia Henson and I know the probation violation, but I don't know nothing about all these other people that you're talking about. I don't even know who they are.
Andy, I would just be quiet right now. We can address this later.
Yes, shut your ass up, white girl. Shut your ass up. Shut your ass up, white trash. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
I understand that. So no contact, no firearm. Report to pretrial services. Report to pretrial services within 48 hours. I would indicate for the following same reasons of the extensive criminal history, especially in regards to XoDus, that seems to be quite extensive. I'm going to set bond at $4,010%.
Damn. So now she's up to $12,000. Boy, the bond is piling up. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Yep, thank you.
You're not done. You got one more.
We're not done yet, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Yep, you've still got more files.
Yes, you still have more crimes that they failed to pick your white trash ass up on somehow. She was able to do all of this stuff, y'all, before they eventually picked her up. Now y'all know what I mean when I title this The Brother, the Old Mama, and the White Trash. Do y'all get it now? But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
I have an assault and battery file.
Assault and battery? Man, look, dude, this is all ridiculous.
Yeah, it's all ridiculous. She has no recollection of any of this. None whatsoever. They're just making all these charges up. And I say again, stealing cars, domestic violence, batteries, assaults, and on top of that, this white girl is on probation. But she's just now getting picked up with all of this going on while being on probation. Do you hear what I'm saying to you folk? But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
So
I don't even
assault
put
and
my
battery
hands on people. I
file.
don't even know how to fight. This is ridiculous.
Don't forget this last file. You'll be down here in just a few minutes.
Yep, you'll be done in a few minutes. So, calling the record docket 2103023. That's people of the state of Michigan versus Mandy Kenny. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record, Mr. Feigelson?
Open your mind.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon or good morning, Assistant Public Defender Stephen Feigelson. Hearing on behalf of Miss Kenny again.
Now, ma'am, you are Mandy Ann Kenny?
No, Judge, she's not. She's not Mandy Kenny. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Sure. I
All
guess
right,
that's who
thank
I
you.
am.
This is the time set for an arraignment. I'm going to indicate the allegations have been brought against you in the misdemeanor complaint. and then I'm going to indicate some misdemeanor charges that have been brought. So on or about June 18th of 2021, at the offense location of 326 North Butler, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan, the defendant Mandy Ann Kenny did in count 1 make an assault or an assault and battery upon the following person: Rachel Hardig. Contrary to the laws of the State of Michigan, that's 750.81 parents 1. Restitution may be ordered as there's damage to an individual's property or physical injury or death to another individual pursuant to the law of the State of Michigan. It's a misdemeanor, 93 days and or $500. A consecutive sentence may be imposed if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Ma'am, do you understand the nature of the assault and battery that's been brought against you?
Sure.
All right. If you please accept it, you will not have a trial of any kind. So you have the following misdemeanor trial rights. You have the right to be tried by a jury. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to have the prosecutor prove beyond.
All right, we're gonna zoom past this too. I mean, Jesus, how many times are you gonna tell this old white woman this stuff?
All right, thank you. You are represented today by Stephen Feigelson from the Public Defender's Office. Do you plan to seek further representation from the public?
Damn, the cop behind her kind of looked like LL Cool J, don't he? Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. But we continue.
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you.
Same fucking question.
Your next hearing in this matter is set for. Well, it will be in the judges to be determined. I assume it will probably be Judge Buchanan, but you'll get a pretrial notice within 48 hours of your release because they have not set the pretrial for that date. I will have the address transferred.
Sure.
I will have the phone number transferred.
Sure.
Open.
You indicated you were on probation. You indicated you're employed at Applebee's. I'm going to enter not guilty for purposes of this arraignment. Counsel, would you like to be heard on bond on this assault and battery?
She's already got $12,000 worth of bond, man. I mean, more bond is just pointless at this point. I mean, $12,000, she's probably not going to get out because even at 10%, that's probably going to be like $1,200. This woman don't got 1,200 pennies. All right. You can look at her and tell she's a dope head. She look like she got a monkey on her back. That's why she bobbing back and forth and dozing off and all this old kind of foolishness. She's an old dope head. Steals folks' cars. Got all kinds of charges that y'all failed to pick her up on. I guess because she's a white girl. And finally, her ass is being brought in front of a judge. Finally. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
The pretrial date again is?
Pretrial date, I don't have. It says you're directed to appear. A notice to appear will be mailed within 48 hours of arraignment date. So they don't have a pretrial date as of now.
Or a judge. Okay, perfect. I just asked for the same bond as before, Your Honor.
All right. So if you're able to make bond in this case, I'll set the following bond conditions. No use of alcohol or drugs.
Oh God, we're gonna skip past this too. I mean, this is just getting redundant now.
Well, then it'll be pretty easy to abide by this.
Oh, we missed this.
Bond conditions.
Here we go. Listen.
No use of alcohol or drugs. No assaultive behavior. No out-of-state travel. No contact with the victim in this case. The victim in this case being Rachel Hardig.
She's not even alive.
She says she's not even alive. She's not even alive, according to this white girl here. But we continue.
She's passed away when she was in prison. So this is all pointless.
Well, then it'll be pretty easy to abide by this no contact order.
Y'all heard that? The judge said, well, it should be pretty easy to abide by the no contact order then because she's dead. But we continue.
Open your mind. Open your mind.
Rachel Hartig.
Hartig.
Open.
Hartig. Hartig.
And that's 1,500 feet
Say
within
that.
residence.
Yeah. She ain't even alive. So where would I go see her at? She's passed away.
Judge is almost done.
Business and school.
Huh. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm gonna see her in her grave.
Like I said, man, this woman has multiple charges and she's on probation, which raises a question, right? They obviously don't have too much difficulty picking people up, right? Because I'll say again, the brother was picked up immediately on his little BS felony and this misdemeanor. The old mama was picked up on a collections charge. This woman is on probation, all right, and was able to do all this other stuff, which obviously turned into warrants at some point, which got her picked up, all right? This woman is up here longer than anybody else. And I say again, she finally brings her white trash, dope addict, meth smoking ass in front of a judge finally. So you tell me, why did it take them so long to find this woman? Why did it take them so long to get all these charges together and finally get her in front of a judge? Didn't take them that long to pick up the old mama, and the old mama didn't even commit a crime. She just didn't pay a fine. They picked up the brother. He had some obstruction of communication device and a misdemeanor domestic violence. Didn't take them long to pick up them, right? But this woman has multiple misdemeanors, multiple felonies, dating all the way back to damn near 2 years ago. But somehow they just couldn't find her. So now they got her. So now they putting all these charges before her. Strange. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
The bond for the same conditions are set in this regard, and this is an assault and battery, which is a lesser offense. It's a misdemeanor, but I'll set bond at 2,010%.
All right. So her total bond is 14 grand total. At 10%, she paid $1,400. She can get out, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't have it. So you know where she'll be spending New Year's Eve and New Year's and whatever other holidays come after that. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Are we done, sir?
Almost done. We got one more file left, ma'am.
Got one more. She has one more. But we continue.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But we continue.
I know the feeling. So we have a collections file that appears, and what I'm going to do on this file is, oh no, I think that's all for this. I think that's all for this. Yeah, is that all for this file?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Merry
All right.
Christmas.
We're all set.
Yep. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Now, we're going to stop it there, right? We're going to stop it there. Because this is the thing, right? Y'all are probably wondering, what is this all about, X? Why did you bring us this particular case? Or should I say cases? And the answer is simple. because I wanted to show y'all the brother, the old mama, and the white trash. Because it appears to me, let's start at the old mama. The only thing she was accused of is owing $1,255. That's what she was accused of. And basically, that's basically a civil type of thing, right? Owing money. It's a collections issue, right? It's not criminal. So, of course, the judge let her go. I mean, she hadn't committed a crime. She just didn't pay a fine. Judge let her out. But they were able to pick her up on that and bring her before this judge. And then we got the brother. Yeah, he allegedly committed a felony. Now, you heard the judge, the felony is pretty low level. Probably going to get knocked down to a misdemeanor. It ain't like he going to do a whole lot of time on it. And he got a misdemeanor domestic violence. Probably ain't going to do much time on that either. And the brother had a very extensive criminal record, but it stops at 1996. 26 years ago, almost 27 years ago. The brother has a job. He hasn't been in trouble. No more charges. His bond was $5,000, which he'll probably make because he's a working man. He'll probably be out today. At the latest in a few days. $500, he's out the door. But him, they were able to pick up immediately and bring him before the judge. And then we have this white trash here. Multiple felonies. Multiple misdemeanors. On probation while committing multiple felonies and multiple misdemeanors. But somehow they just couldn't pick her up on them. Somehow she was steady getting released. Because you heard the judge. These charges she was getting arraigned on. Meaning this woman had been arrested for these charges, but never arraigned. Failed to appear while out committing more crimes and more crimes and more crimes. She's a habitual offender, especially when it comes to stealing cars. Y'all heard it for yourselves. But somehow she just managed to slip through the cracks of the criminal justice system till now. I'm glad they caught her ass, finally. But how much you want to bet? She'll probably manage to get out again. She'll manage to get out again. And guess what? If she does happen to make this $14,000 worth of bond, how much you want to bet her white trash ass will not come back to court? How much you want to bet she'll skip out again? And how much you want to bet they'll take their time bringing her ass back before the judge? You see the difference, man. You see the difference in the treatment. You see the difference in the enforcement. They obviously wasn't looking for her the way they were looking for the old mama who just owed $1,200. The way they was able to hurry up and call up the brother and bring him before the judge. This woman here, not only was she able to skirt through the cracks of the justice system, she was able to do it multiple times. Commit multiple crimes. Then come in here and act like she don't know about none of them. Well, then again, maybe she don't. Because she looked like a old dope fiend anyway. She probably don't even remember what she did yesterday, let alone the crime she been committing ever since 2021.
Open your mind. Open your mind.
They got her now. And hopefully they keep her ass. Because she's a lot more dangerous to the public than the old mama is and the brother is. And guess what? They conducted themselves quite well in here today. Quite well. She was the one acting like a fool. Rocking, leaning, dozing off, yelling, screaming. She was the one acting like a fool today. So I hope y'all understand this, because that's going to end the brother, the old mama, and the white trash. But that's all. I appreciate you good folks coming through, man, today. As always, man, I don't take you good folks lightly, man. I never have and I never will. You got my word on that. You could have spent your time anywhere. You decided to spend it here, and it is appreciated. This is going to be the last T.P.O.T. Dark Exodus or any T.P.O.T. video of 2022. It is New Year's Eve day. I'm getting ready to eat and party and drink and all this old kind of stuff today. I don't know if y'all can hear the music in the background, but my next door neighbors, they having a party. You know, they out there partying it up. I appreciate y'all, man. I do. I appreciate you good folks, man, for hanging out with T.P.O.T, man, for 2022. I say again, man, I don't take you good folks lightly, man. I never have, and I never will. Got my word on that. I appreciate all of y'all, man. All right? Even the people who watch in the clouds. And I want to say, man, Happy New Year to you Negroes. All right? All right. So, with that, I will leave you good folks with 3 words. You know, like I always do. Open your mind. Peace, folks. And have a happy new year. Stay safe out there, Negroes. X with another.
The darkness continues.
Only from T.P.O.T. Media. Open your minds.